right, baby, welcome back to another episode of BEG Wrestling. We are here. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to break down, starting this week, every weight class for this upcoming season. This week, we're going to break down 125 pounds. We're going to do a little wrestler spotlight on Chance Marsteller. Break down his background. Talk about that a little bit. We're going to bring in casual fan Drew for Drew's Digs.
Just for you people with big screens, okay, my eyes are all red. I got pink eye.
Don't be touching me.
Have fun with that, dude.
What are you touching me?
Have fun with that. What we'll do to get another episode to you guys.
I know.
Oh,
I know. Because you know I'm going to wake up tomorrow with pink eye. We're going to talk some wrestling promotion. We're going to review all your comments. Most of the comments from last episode, fans. We're going to make this a little more interactive.
I like that idea.
Talk a little World Duels, little Penn State wrestling. But first, our subscriber of the week. We had a lot of people interact last week, but we're going to have to give it to Rob Huey. Rob Huey.
All right, Rob.
I mean, he said he wanted a shirt. He wanted a lid, too. I didn't think about that.
I did read that one.
That might be a subscriber of the month for that. A little more expensive there, Rob. But, hey, email me your size and address, and you're getting a BEG Wrestling shirt. Thank you for your support. I do want to mention PAWR Video 2995. We also appreciate all your support and comments.
Hey,
I can see you being a subscriber of the week in the future.
I think that's Mark Morris.
Mark Morris. Who is Mark Morris?
Most wrestling people know Mark Morris. Let me tell you guys a little story. Back in the early 2000s, my kids wrestling, I'm looking for a way to inspire them or motivate them or incentivize them. And I put together a website. It's called Pennsylvania Youth Wrestling. And the thing is I noticed these kids are working hard. They're working hard. And oh, you did well. You got third place at this tournament. And it's like, oh, I wish it was on the internet or something. Well, that's what I did. I put together results. It took a lot of work, but I had results for youth wrestling, and it just started to grow. And it grew. And then I evolved into the top 100 achievers. So then I picked out the dozen or so toughest tournaments, including the Pennsylvania Junior States and all that, and Eastern Nationals. And we had the top 100 going. We even had, anyway.
I remember the top 100. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, and I think a lot of kids back in them days, the Jordan Olivers, the Alton brothers, I could go on, all the studs from back then, but it got too much where I needed to either quit work.
I mean, it got to the point I was making Salisbury steak microwave dinners for me and Corey and Jamie every night because you were ranking the top 100.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was a lot of work.
I mean, what year are we talking was this started? 2000?
I ran it for, 3 or 4 years. It might have been late 90s into the early 2000s, but ultimately, Mark Morris agreed to take it over, and then he took it to another level. He started adding video and stuff. And
PennsylvaniaYouthWrestling.com.
Still
live.
It's still going. And I tell you, Mark did a lot of great work, and really just appreciate. I'm sure a lot of the wrestlers out there know Mark Morris, and he's just a great guy.
Well, if you were a high school wrestler, I bet you do, because if you were good in high school and your name's up there, everyone loves seeing their name.
Yep.
You know, so, hey, and then you gave it to Mark. Just, Mark, if that's you.
Yeah.
That's you watching.
If that's Mark, I think it is Mark. Yeah, you got to get Mark a shirt.
All right, well.
Or something. Maybe
throwing out shirts around here, dude, for free.
Maybe he doesn't want a shirt. Mark, you send us a shirt. How about that? No, I'm just kidding, Mark.
Hey, Mark, give us a shout out on the website. How about that? Like and subscribe.
Wow.
Say it on the website.
Wow. Yes. Yes. We need your help.
All right, let's get right into it. I want to talk 125 pounds for this upcoming year. It's the a little too early rankings.
Yes.
It's the BEG a little too early rankings. But we're going to start with 125. Now, I'm going to go off WrestleStat. I'm going to name you the top 10, go down in order. and then we'll discuss.
Well, before you start, let me just say, we said we get into breaking down like Oklahoma State, and really the top 5-8 teams, really breaking them down, but we went away a little bit. There's more dust that needs settled before. We don't want to put a lot
We have
of
to
work
wait till
into
closer to the season. We have 18 episodes between now and the start of the season. We have plenty of time.
But we can do individual. So we'll
weight
start
classes.
Weight
because we know who's going to be there. So we're starting with 125. Currently ranked number 1, Matt Ramos. 2, Anthony Noto. 3, Eric Bennett. 4, Eddie Van Tresca. Number 5, Richard Figueroa. Number 6, Patrick McKee. Number 7, Michael DiAugustino. 8, Dean Peterson. 9, Brett Unger. And 10, Jacob Camacho. How about that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's not my rankings.
Oh!
But I'm not.
Yeah, I'm telling you this. Everyone's going to jump on the Ramos bandwagon this year. Because they're going to overreact to the Spencer match. And, hey, that's natural human instinct. You're going to overreact. You see a big match like that. I don't think he's number 1. I don't think he's winning. This is a tough weight class. Spencer's gone. Spencer's gone. Or is he?
One thing for sure, we don't have anybody that's got substantial ground on. Like any of them top 10 could come through. I mean, that Jor Volk, that kid's tough. Somebody said Volk came through and won a title that's coming. I wouldn't be shocked. It wouldn't shock me. Same with Trumbley. I'll tell you another guy is Ayala.
I was going to just say Ayala. Yeah.
And if he's
ranked number 11th.
If he's truly healed, he obviously has the skills to top 4. I know he's not ranked in there, but
okay.
I mean, honestly, I don't. You know how we feel about shoulders. We've experienced them.
We talked about the shoulders. Yep.
And we said it before. It doesn't mean you can't be good, but you're not going to be as good as you used to be once you injured your shoulder. And he's had 2.
But can he be good enough?
Surgeries. Man, he's tough. He's fun to watch.
He is fun to watch.
I tell you, you got some new people coming down the pike. That Mark Anthony McCowan is at Princeton. Well, if he doesn't red shirt, how could he sneak his way onto the podium? Or
I think he probably could. It's pretty wide open.
Yeah, and the thing about Minnesota. Well, can I give my?
Let's give yours, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay, I went Ramos 1 because, I mean that's tends to leave an impression when
you're falling for the trap. You're falling for the trap.
Oh, he had a great year. He was tough. I mean he did well. I'm going Richie Figs as my number 2.
Whoa.
Oh, well, he did quite well too last year.
Currently ranked number 5.
I seen what I seen last year. I mean, the thing is, these are all so close. This could be a mess. Nowhere even close. But I went Noto as 3rd. Lock Haven's Noto. I mean, you have to admit he looked good.
Yeah,
you know, last year, at the beginning of the year, he beat Steen, and I immediately posted somewhere on the internet. Noto would not surprise me if he made the national championship semifinals. And some people were laughing at me. They were laughing at me. As it turned out, now I'm wrong a lot, so I deserved to laugh at. But in that particular case, I kind of knew what I was seeing. Noto is for real. But I have Noto as 3rd. I'm going to go with Barnett from Wisconsin as my number 4. And Barnett, I mean, we all know he's tough. It just seems like he's gotten inconsistent. I'm going Steve-O Poulin. Did I say that right? From Northern Colorado. I'm going to put him at 5.
Currently ranked 12th preseason.
Yeah, I got Eddie Tresca. From Virginia Tech as my 6. McKee from Minnesota. By the way, it's almost a shame because of course Minnesota picked up Spratley, which we all seen how incredibly good Spratley is. Let me finish my thought on McKee. He could win, and I wouldn't be remotely surprised. I mean, you have to admit, hey, when he's on, he's tough.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll go
DiAgostino
as my 8. He's been in AA before. Last year he did an AA, but I'll go him as number 8.
Okay. That's your top. All right, I'll tell you mine. It's not Ramos. It's Noto.
Oh.
Beaten Barnett in the finals. Ramos at 3rd. Ayala. I got to ride my Iowa Hawkeyes. Ayala at 4. McKee at 5. DiAgostino at 6. Figueroa at 7. Vantresca. 8.
Actually, I kind of like that, too. Let me ask you something.
Visit this in a year, see how accurate.
If they went to Spencer Lee and said, hey, Spencer, you know what? You want another year of college? Go ahead. Do you think he'd wrestle this coming year? If they gave him that option. You want one more year? We'll give you another year.
I think he would. I mean, because he just fell out of the spotlight.
That's right.
There is no more spotlight now.
That's right.
He could get another year.
Oh, and the majority of all you people watching, I got a hunch, are athletes. And many of you may have already graduated, whether it been high school or college. So you know what I'm about to bring up is that period of depression after all the glory's gone. I mean, you just love it. You're the big dog. I know you have a story I want you to share, but my personal story I brought up on a previous episode, kind of walking down the hallways with my chest out a little bit, and then all of a sudden, boom, I'm on a construction crew. Boy, did I wake up quick. Because, wow, you talk about the glory being gone. I went from what I thought was Mr. Stud to Peon.
Mr. Dud.
How'd your experience?
Well, thankfully you gave me plenty of preparation.
That's true.
So I knew it was coming, but yeah, it was a pretty hard fall. I mean, one day I was a quarterback setting records, and the next day I was at Centaz picking up maggot-filled rags
Ooh.
in a hot parking lot.
You know, your mom
Yikes.
said once you called her and said, Mom, I can't handle this.
I'm sure
I can't handle this, Mom.
I said, I'm the quarterback, dude. What?
What did your mom say to you? Zach, you know your father's going to be mad. But hey, I got it.
Yeah, that downfall is real.
Yeah, you have to actually prepare for it. It's one of the reasons you don't want to. You said about keep your wrestler grounded, or it's important to keep him grounded. Whether he's done college, and you know your heart goes out to Spencer right now because nothing's happening, and I mean he may be totally focused on the goal at hand, making that Olympic team, and I know he's got a mountain to clear, but from everything we're hearing, now Vito's coming down, so that mountain just got a whole lot higher. I mean, throw Fix in there.
Just became Mount Vito.
You know Gilman's going to be mad.
Yeah.
You know he's going to be on a mission.
Dog pound.
Yeah, that's going to be. I mean, and it may end up Zane Richards is sitting there waiting for the stud to come through, because I wouldn't be surprised if Zane medals here at the World Championships. Of course, you have to medal to be sitting waiting for the. You guys all know that.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, it's just one of them things that you actually want to talk about and think. And the thing about these college wrestlers, they can go to the RTC and you can kind of you still be involved, but the glory really is gone, because you ever see some of these international tournaments these guys go to, it's like no one's in the stands.
Oh, I know.
No one's cheering. I'm out to wrestle in my garage.
We're trying to do something about that, but I mean, could he go into just a coaching? That wouldn't even shock me. He's had so many injuries.
Oh, coaching would
Would he be a good coach? That I don't know.
Yeah, because just because you were incredible does not mean you're a good coach.
And hang on there. We're going to save that for a future episode. We're going to tell you who would be the best current wrestlers who would make the best head coaches.
Wow.
And like you said, that's not necessarily just naming the best wrestlers.
Yeah.
Kind of not necessarily at all. I think Kale is kind of an outlier.
You have to think maybe Yanni's heading that way. You know Yanni's very clear when he speaks. I wish I was that clear. Obviously, he knows what he's talking about.
He's a smart kid.
And, he's...
Cornell, Ivy League, yeah.
I know. Yanni's saying he's licking his wound.
I think he was getting into, like, photography.
Thinking about
video.
Olympics.
Yeah.
Nick Lee's not going to stop me. This guy's not going to stop me. That guy's not going to... Believe me. I mean, it's tough. All of a sudden, you get a Zane Richards who believes in himself, and all of a sudden, he got good. Zane Richards got good. He really did.
Yes, he did. World team good.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead? Let's bring in casual fan Drew.
Casual fan Drew.
Where's he at? Where is that guy, dude?
You know, the thing about casual fan Drew is he'll probably ask some stupid questions, but remember this, folks. Wow.
We're gonna.
I didn't mean that, Drew. I didn't mean that. The thing is this sport has a lot of casual fans.
Yeah.
So no, Drew probably doesn't know what team records are, maybe individual names, but he's engaged and he's a casual fan. So you kind of have to listen to the casual fan.
It's the off season, and we're trying to bring in some more casual fans. So
what is it going to be?
Get a little bit of their perspective, folks.
Is it going to be casual fan Drew's digs?
Something like that.
All
right, and we're back here with Drew for casual fan Drew's digs.
Thank you for
what do you want to talk about?
Yes.
Let's talk, Drew.
All right. As a casual fan, I've just gotten into wrestling maybe a couple years ago, and I say getting into it, I have to put it on when Wayne and Zach come over. So that's me having to watch it. So I watch it. I cheer. You know, sometimes not for Penn State, but I just like to see change. I want to see change. And if that's either Penn State losing, small schools winning, and then also change in the sport. And what I mean by that is, what are the biggest sports out there? NFL, the UFC. Let's go UFC because it's combat. It's almost a piggyback off of the wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we can also, dare we throw in the WWE. What do those two companies, who, by the way, now merged together?
That's right. I heard that.
Publicity. They're shoving it in your face. Wrestling does not do that. How intense and
there is no anticipation buildup in college wrestling.
Let's do NCAA championships. You get the wrestlers mic'd up. You can put a little mic on those guys on a singlet. I want to hear the impact. I want to hear the body slam on that.
Dude, I kind of like that idea.
I want to hear if a Gable.
Or sitting on the bench watching your...
Yeah, I want to hear Kale mic'd. You might not get a lot out of that one, but I want to hear Brand's mic'd.
Oh.
I agree with that.
You see it. I want to hear it.
Dude.
And kudos to the that new football league. I forget it's called.
AFL or something? No.
Yes, something like the XFL or whatever, where you can hear the coordinator calling the plays while it's happening.
Yeah, I've seen that.
A whole
that's
different
awesome.
aspect of the game is crazy. So wrestling, get better. Get better with the selling it. You're complaining about your numbers being
casual
down.
fan Drew just
Get it better.
comes in, hits it square between the eyes because you couldn't be more right.
Let's get a press conference the night before the national championship with the competitors on the stage. Hey, how are you going to beat Spencer Lee? I'm going to slam him on the ground and put his back and pin him. Like, well, whether or not I'm juicing it up. I want to watch now.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean that to me is a no-brainer. I don't know if it's if the mics are legal in college. Are they? Because
I don't know either.
have you ever seen NCAA a college football player mic'd up?
No,
there might be restrictions on that, but at
now
least you
they
could get them soundboards.
Yeah, you can get
on the side of the mat where you can.
Why
still
can't the
basically
coach be mic'd? He ain't got nothing to do with it.
Too many people sitting in
mic
a room.
up the coaches.
Yeah.
Too many people sitting in a room making up a new rule.
Now look, kudos to wrestling for the rule change they just did.
They're changing?
Yeah, they are. So I give them credit there. But I feel like wrestling is like the golf and baseball, where it's kind of like we are what we are, and we're like, you know what I'm saying? Like the PGA Tour is like
It's like baseball, dude. Yeah, they just don't change.
what's it called? The
Well, now they
nostalgia,
did.
whatever. It's like, this is what
Nostalgic.
I don't.
we are. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong.
Something tells me I doubt that there's a rule against it. I think the people bringing us the coverage is not thinking outside the box. I mean, I'm just even behind the scenes. They're, of course, dressed or something in the locker room preparing.
Yeah.
And you got the camera on. Let's get a deeper look.
And you want to know a prime example of
let's
why
sell
this
these
works?
athletes.
Look at the post interviews that we went on rants about. They were amazing.
Yeah, it's the only.
The Nino or Dino, whatever, the interviews afterwards, the crying, the Pat Glories, they were great. I want that I want that during. I want to hear a guy maybe talk like Gable. Yeah, you like that? Here comes 2 more coming for you. You know, something like that.
Yeah,
You know?
I would
You
love
never
that
know.
before the finals. Sit
And
them
then
all
maybe
down.
he says that and he gets taken down and gets pinned. How incredible is Spencer Lee said, you like that my foot drag I did there? That's the match. And then Ramos, boom, all of a sudden, you lost, boy. And like, I'm telling you, it'd be intense.
I mean, that would certainly build up the
Us
anticipation.
old guys. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, you guys
Oh.
trying to turn
Shake hands
what
after,
kind of
please.
wild sport are you trying to turn this into? But dang on, gotta admit, UFC,
Just get the fans in the stand.
they certainly sold their product, didn't they?
They did. But you know what? It's not selling the product? Them extra tight singlets.
What?
Not a fan.
Listen, can I
As
just
from a casual fan
Whoa.
perspective,
yeah?
Whoa.
Listen,
I
as
never
a
even
casual
noticed.
Fan, well, how can't you? Okay, listen. If there's one thing, this guy won't be in a white singlet ever. Okay, dark colors only, please. Listen, I'll sit down here and watch wrestling. My wife will come down. Who are we watching? Oh, who's that guy? Why do you want to know who that guy is? That guy's irrelevant.
Oh my.
Is this a tag team match? What's that down there? No.
Dag.
No, I just think as sitting in a room, I'll hear, for instance, Zach's girlfriend Kelly's mom came over the one day. We had wrestling on. As a casual person watching, they don't like the tight singlets rolling around together. And I think, is that stopping people from watching? I don't think so.
what's wrong? Why couldn't they go to the UFC?
That's what I say. I
Style.
like the tights, the short tights, where, it's, I don't know.
Well, and they're going
No shirt.
the shirts and
Can
the
they
shorts.
do this? Yeah, can they
Arizona State wrestled a match like that. They were in shirts and
like compression shirts, I'm assuming?
T-shirts and shorts. Yeah. Although it's not really fair to have a singlet wrestling a T-shirt and shorts.
Yeah, you gotta
they
have
both
one or the other.
Really should
Now-
be the same.
Didn't Flo do a tournament? Flo's tournaments,
I'm
shirt and
kinda-
shorts.
Well, BJJ
Yeah,
do it
they- who's number one? They always do the
Yeah.
T-shirts and shorts.
yeah.
I guess I'm kind of with you, Drew. Although
Just get your mind.
we
out
might
of the
lose. We might lose.
I
Get
would
your
say.
mind out of the
Just get your
gutter.
mind out of the
We
gutter.
might. We might lose female fans.
That's true.
Oh, come on. We only got like
may-
5%
Oh, no.
female fans.
I don't know.
We may lose the other section of the male fans. Maybe so.
May lose fans. You may gain fans though.
Yeah,
I think you would gain more. People were like, "Oh, okay, this is just kind of
Yeah.
this is like UFC, but just
Yeah.
This one guy I talked to, he said every time we watch wrestling, my wife wants to go have whoopee. I don't what?
And this is because,
I don't.
and this is why
in the
I'm
world?
becoming more of a wrestling fan. If I gotta
did you
keep
say,
it on TV,
1980? A whoopee? Is that what you said? A whoopee?
That's from the old dating show. That's for us old folks.
Yeah,
Old folks.
Because I have never heard that. I have never heard that.
chocolate with the marshmallow cream is a
dating
whoopie
game.
pie.
Whoopie
That's what I-
pie. Yeah. What?
All right, Drew. Do you ever see? Maybe this is coming to an end, but do you ever see a great wrestler and they're walking back to the center of the mat? They went out of bounds. One guy's up, one guy's down,
Yeah.
and like the guys, and he does this.
No, I can't say I've seen that.
Oh, the head twitch
Yeah.
or the
I know
head
what
kick.
you're talking about.
Yeah,
Maybe.
there's thousands of wrestlers that do that. Not so much the college guys, certainly the high school guys. And it's
Really?
yeah, it's like
I see.
dude, it's
I
like
see the singlet.
getting ready to.
I see the singlet pull down every time. The
The thing is
Pull down
here's what
every
happened.
time, but
There was a very good wrestler that had that tick.
Ben asked.
I don't know who it was. I always thought it was David Teller. Maybe it was before David Teller and David was following. It's amazing.
What is it? Like what is
like
it?
they're getting ready.
They just yeah.
Is he
It's
getting
like,
ready or is he?
it's just a little tick in their head.
It's
in
like
their
you're
neck.
stretching your neck or something, and
Yeah, but it's always
you're also like
When you do
getting
that,
ready.
I just
don't know.
picture the Men in Black movie. Remember the Men in Black guy?
Yeah.
yeah.
Go over there. That's,
Well, it kind of is like that a little bit. I mean,
That's it. That's it.
no, I can't. I'm going to be looking now as a casual.
who
spectator.
started it? Who started that trend?
I think it was David Teller. Well, I always thought it was David Teller, but
And why is
I mean,
everyone
if it
doing
was
that
like
now?
a Tourette's thing, then that's fine. Or like
the bigger question is why do people follow so much? They follow.
Someone
follow,
should start
follow,
a
follow,
new one,
follow.
okay?
Whenever I see originality, I have a. The older I get, the more I respect and appreciate originality. I mean, I don't care what you. I don't even care if you think it's goofy. No, taking his anklets and putting them on the line. I've never seen that. Okay, I like that. I like new stuff. I like anything.
Let's come up with a new tick, okay?
Yeah.
What do we got here? What can we come up with? What should they do while they're warming up instead of this?
Maybe like gorilla beat on the chest. That's intimidating.
Well,
How about this?
I mean,
Okay, stretching the neck muscles out.
you ready? Well, this episode got off the rails quickly. Let me say just a little bit about Chance.
Okay.
In the sense of, I don't want to give a speech or something, but you know that whole thing with Chance. He gets to Oklahoma State. He doesn't look like the same wrestler. Probably got involved with the wrong people. He's gone from Oklahoma State. He ends up going to Lock Haven. Probably continued some bad habits. And next thing you know, he's being arrested and tased while he's. I don't need to get into all the. I think one thing that really rocked Chance, I think it's a driving force, is I heard an interview from him, and there was a wrestler, a Pennsylvania three-timer, Mikey Rasciato, and Zach, I'm telling you, Drew, one of the funnest wrestlers I've ever watched in my life. When he passed from an overdose, it rocked me. I never met Mikey. I watched him, and I absolutely loved watching him wrestle. And I often thought, he did okay at Pitt. He was an ACC champ. I'm not sure. I don't think he AA'd. We kind of knew he wasn't going to be Mr. Everything at college because he was a funk wrestler. And a lot of times, the best wrestlers at college are the fundamentally sound wrestler. Mikey Rasciato put on a show.
Yeah.
And boy, it was fun.
And as a person like me, that's huge for the sport. Wow, that was cool. Instead of
dude, that
watching
match.
2-1, like no offense, like Max Dean, is that his name, right?
Yeah.
Boring.
Well, Rasciato against Matthews in the state finals in PA, man, that was just entertaining.
Yeah.
I loved watching them, and it broke my heart. I tell you, I drive truck right by the parking space where he passed, and I tell you, it rocks me every time.
In college, he
and
did.
it rocked Chance too.
Yeah, I think him and Chance were quite close, and it has maybe as hard as he was going the wrong direction, Chance finally got steered in the right direction.
Wake up.
And he's going twice as hard
He clearly
in
has.
that direction. And it's a story that all of us can be inspired by, because we all have our issues. And you see something like that, and it gives you, it lifts your spirit. You got hope. I can turn this thing around. And Chance Marsteller, I always call him Marsteller, and I apologize, Chance. That's just, you're going to hear wrong pronunciations from me.
You said
all the time.
pronunciation wrong.
I am,
What year did he graduate high school? Around me, right? 10?
yeah.
Yeah, because Luke knew
Marsteller.
him. My friend Luke knew him.
I should
wrestled-
know.
he knew
I
the
should
wrestler.
know like this, and I don't.
I mean, I'll tell you this.
Because
he
I'm
clearly
thinking about my pronunciation. How do you say that right?
pronunciation.
Okay, that.
Now I'm afraid to even try. Just
Anyway, it's Chance Marsteller.
Marsteller. So yeah, I mean the kid clearly has a work ethic. He came out, he beat Burroughs, but how about back in his youth, Kerry Colott?
Yes.
He worked with Kerry Colott, who my brother is named.
Oh, that's a different story.
What?
Yeah. So
You didn't even know his name.
our second child. I know. I'm watching.
You've been
this
getting
guy.
names wrong
I'm watching this guy
for 33 years.
He's incredible. I thought it was Corey Colott. So our second child got named Corey, and then it's Carrie.
That makes a lot of sense for Corey, though. Now,
Wow.
Carrie the Beaver.
Yeah. Who would I get my name after? Nobody.
Nobody. Back in them days.
Googled it.
Back in them
Opened
days.
up the dictionary and
Top 10 boys' names.
I was trying to think what sounds like a wrestler. Zach. That kind of sounds tough.
Here comes
Well, I
the
was
Zach
a wrestler.
attack.
I was a wrestler, very briefly.
Back then, Zach
Very
wasn't very popular, and then all of a sudden, everyone in the world named their kid Zach. Right?
You know what happened?
I know.
Zach dyed his hair blonde at the top, and everyone wanted to become a Zach after that.
That's true.
Ivan did it. I did it too.
I'll tell you. I can name a bunch
I
of
did it too.
incredible Zach wrestlers, but here's one that always inspired me.
Who's the best Zach wrestler of all time?
Well, I enjoyed Zach Kemmerer. He was AA at Penn. Corey went to Penn and wrestled with Zach Kemmerer. Now, Zach, back in high school, I think he had did he get the wins? Most wins as a high school career? If he didn't get it, he was 1 or 2 in PA. That might have been passed by then. But I think a 3-timer, if I remember correctly. But back in the youth days, back when I was doing that website,
Yep.
yeah, Zach Kemmerer was one of the big dogs. Kenny Courts, Zach Kemmerer, Jordan Oliver, Alton Twins. I could just keep going. Just watching these guys wrestle. Dude.
Well, hey, any final thoughts on Chance before we go into maybe some comments review?
Nobody can be rooting more for Chance.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him.
I mean, dude, that's just incredible. Keep it going, dude. Keep it going. I watched this interview podcast. It's called Clash of Combat.
Yep.
And I got to give a tip of the hat to them guys at Clash of Combat. They got big numbers. They're a major thing. Now, all their podcasts are interviews. If you don't mind me saying, I hate interviews. All the people, they ask the same stupid questions, and then we hear the prepared answer, and boring. Well, these guys do an interview like they're asking the questions I want to know.
Right.
The stupid stuff, like who's your favorite partner you like to work out with?
Right.
Just little stuff, like a in-depth. I got to give a tip of the hat to the Clash of Combat's crew over there.
They're good.
Yeah, nice
They're
setup,
good.
too. Nice setup.
Yeah, they pull in
Beats
big
that
numbers.
checkered room like the other guy was in.
Yeah. Well,
All right, Fanco, I got you one more time. I'm done.
Oh, you're still shooting at Fanco, dude.
But yeah, I really enjoy that. I encourage you guys to watch Clash of Combat. There's free promo.
There you go, Clash of Combat.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to just go. I'm going to rip through some of these if you guys got anything to say in response.
Okay.
These are these are some of the comments from our last episode. Ross DePina says that explanation of how Gilman was wrestling was on point, and Askren was saying it looked like old Gilman making mistakes that led to losses. I remember when Fix beat him for the team spot one of those matches Gilman was up to, and he took one of those bad shots, and Fix got around him for 2 to win the match.
Well,
So Gilman occasionally gets lazy.
all the guys in Penn State can't talk Gilman up enough of how much he helps people, and it made you sad that he didn't keep his spot, because he's a guy out there helping others, helping the whole club. And you know what? You had some bad tendencies back in the old, and you might sometimes jerk back to him. Somebody said it was he didn't cut weight right. I don't know. It could be a whole bunch of excuses. Let's drop the excuses and give Zane Richards credit. But I don't think we've seen the end of Gilman.
Okay. All right. How about Don C. Smith? You guys are up there with Flo. He loves us. He says, but we talk funny. What?
Well, I just proved that. I couldn't even say that word right. Yeah, he's right.
All right. How about Brian TME? He says, second week of me wishing you guys would double the length of this podcast. We're hilarious and knowledgeable. Brian, listen.
Wow, all right.
Dude.
Wow.
We're exhausted after 45 minutes of this. Dude, I'm tired after
That's
this.
a nice comment.
That is a huge comment.
I
And just
really
said
appreciate
the last two. What about the others?
All right, I'm going through them. Drama King, our former subscriber of the week, Burrows had his run. He relied on that explosive double leg his whole career.
That's true.
And now he's a tick slower, and that explosion isn't there, and there's not much else left in the
There's only
toolbox.
one thing in this world that's undefeated, and we all know what it is. Father Time.
Yeah.
They got Burrows.
That's true. That's true.
It's going to get Floyd Mayweather soon. He keeps
Or a
his
super
exhibition
inspired,
fights.
somebody that's on a mission
Yeah,
that
it's true.
has incredible defense and technique, like one Chance Marsteller. And all of a sudden, like the natural thing is Burrows dropped a notch. Maybe he didn't drop so much. Maybe it was more Chance went up. But
Probably both.
now the chance of us ever watching Burrows again is kind of slim.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about
agree.
he's got to deal with Dake and Nolf and O'Toole, and I could just keep going.
Can I ask one question? And it's relevant. What do these guys walk around at? Like, what is the like?
How much higher of a weight?
Yeah, like the weight cut. Like, how is it compared to the UFC? Like UFC,
Probably
they
5,
have
10
the
pounds
day before you have to make weight, and then you can rehydrate. And like, what are these guys? Do they
24
have
hours.
to hit that scale
24
as they step
hours.
on the mat?
They just changed that, didn't they? The weigh-in
Because if I
rules.
weigh in,
that was
dude,
one of the rule
you can
changes,
put on
wasn't it?
10, 15 pounds and be substantially larger on the mat than a guy who walks around at 135 or whatever. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I remember hearing something one time years ago. Russia, who notoriously is the world's best wrestlers,
right.
at least by the record, and they always said that you don't drop weight. You build your strength up to the weight you're at, and that does make sense.
Yeah, it does.
And we see a guy like Valencia go up, or even Cox. Before, unfortunately, he got hurt, he looked incredibly good by going up a weight. And the thing is to build your strength up instead of this whole.
Yeah.
Some
Depletes you,
coaches
man.
are diehard. Like, okay, I pull off 25 pounds. And dude, you can't tell me that you're not weaker.
Hey, look at the UFC. Cody Garbrandt dropped down the 115 weight and got starched in the first round. Dude, you're weak, man. I don't care what your body is.
You're
drained,
dehydrated,
man.
dude.
Your body's
You're
drained.
Less explosive.
Less explosive. Yep. 100%.
Nutritioned, something like that.
What's that?
All right.
Funny, man.
Yeah. All
Sorry,
right, how about
Don.
this? I'm not going to read the whole thing, but Slap the Mat long edit about the Yanni and Nick Lee match. Basically, finishes it. Hats off to Nick Lee for doing what it took to win and catching those breaks. He had some disagreements with some of those calls. As far as who's better at Worlds, if this question is to anyone, watch Nick Lee versus Muscavez a few months back, and then Muskakov, and then you will know. Can't say for sure that Yanni would have won a match 3, but we will never know. The officials, by screwing up calls so badly at Final X, are not making U.S. team stronger. That's for sure.
Well, Muskakov just owned Nick Lee. It was a few months back, and so that
Yikes.
makes you a little concerned.
We kind of talked.
However, let's not forget about the coaches Nick Lee's around. And, that match didn't – do you think that match go like that again if they wrestled tomorrow? No way. And you talk about the Penn State adjustments. They're there. That's a real thing.
Yeah, but he's not gonna be what Yanni could have been, right? I mean,
I will
think
say-
that's his point. Is the refs?
Yeah. Well,
How was reffing over?
Well, here's the two
overall?
things with the reffing. How do you mess up reffing in wrestling? Like, I mean, I'm sure you can,
A lot
but
of
like,
borderline calls.
yeah, but isn't it kind of cut and dry? No,
Not in
Not really?
freestyle.
Not in
maybe.
freestyle.
Well, neither. Any style. It's not. But in freestyle, you get to your back it needs to be exposed. It needs to be past 90 degrees.
It's like an ump. Whatever he sees the strike, the strike zone.
Yeah.
Every ump's different. So
Yeah.
I will say the last episode you made a comment, Wayne. 100% agree with you. We are putting together the best product for United States. Why not have a guy? Was
Have
it
the
Mark
option
Hall?
to
You
wrestle
said?
up or
No.
down?
Yeah, like why?
It was Aaron Brooks.
Brooks.
Aaron Brooks. Yeah, it's like why? Because your feelings are hurt. Well, I earned my spot. Well, too bad, dude. If Brooks is going to come up and bump you out, then you're not our 190 pounder or whatever the weight is. I agree with that 100%. If Brooks would be okay with it, then why not? But I don't know.
All right. Slap the Mat also said Vito is 100% not Olympic redshirting. He is wrestling 133, then going to 57 kilograms. By the way, Fix will be 26 years old by the time of the 2024 NCAA tournament.
Wow.
Where are you from, Slap the Mat? We need you as an insider, is what it sounds like to
26
me.
Years old,
Wow.
and he's probably got a
That's
sports
crazy.
medicine.
Oh, these comments we get, I learned stuff off of the comments, and that's that was. I mean, that doesn't surprise me with
6, man, that's insane.
with Cornell being so
8
good.
years.
I'm sorry, you can't let your top dog go Olympic red shirt. I mean, the thing is, he's got a big drop to get to it. I personally think it's a mistake, Vito going down to 57. I say, Vito, you should go up to 65, but hey, that's up to you. Does Cornell have a chance they can knock off the big monster, Penn State? I don't know.
No, you can't say you don't know.
I don't know.
Hold
I
on.
don't think so.
They're getting
but
six.
What do you mean?
Sparrows weight.
You're saying like overall in the season, or like
we'll get into that later, closer to the season. But wait till you hear Cornell's lineup. Believe me, there's no weak spots, and every one of their spots, like they could possibly pull off the upset here.
Ooh, wouldn't I love to see that? But all right, last comment we'll comment on by Mark Morris, maybe PAWR video. We talked about DeSanto and the coaching and last week and keeping these guys humbled and grounded. And he says, not an Iowa fan, but I will say that Iowa coaches did a good job with DeSanto. DeSanto needed to mature and change some things, but part of what made him a great wrestler was his fire. He did some things and acted at times that was less than what you want from someone representing your program. In my opinion, Iowa helped him, and I thought you could see the progress he made as a competitor and person during his time at Iowa. He needed a program that was bigger than him, and Iowa and the coaches were big enough. I think that was evident during the trials as well. He may always struggle to keep his composure, but I see the progress, and I applaud that progress.
And
That's what I'm talking about. I said Iowa coaching.
Yeah.
Best coaching in the nation.
Well, I bust on them enough, so I need to be fair. When they did a good job, Mark is exactly right. If that was Mark, they're right. And DeSanto, just his temperament and stuff. I mean, he's going to be a wiggly one, hard to keep the control of. And
Literally and physically.
he flared up. That time he tried to break Michik's arm. I was.
Could you imagine DeSanto in Penn State's practice room with the same song playing over and over and over?
I heard that
what
on.
song is it?
Apparently, they just pick a song and, dude, they just play it over and over and over. What's the psychology in that?
I
Makes you
heard.
angry.
Actually, I heard.
Just want to keep going, hurt somebody.
Clash of Combats did an interview with
Bartlett.
No, it wasn't Bartlett. It was. Now I'm having a brain fart.
They did one with Bartlett, but
Yeah, Bishop McCourt. Bishop McCourt's Bo. Okay, that Bo. They did an interview and
Bo Bassett.
That's it, Bassett. And of course, Bassett trains a lot up there at Penn State, and he mentioned that Penn State will put on, like during practice, they'll have one song on, and then it'll be on a loop. So this one song, and it could be anything. It could be Swedish opera. I don't know. Or it could be a rap song or a rock song, but it's on loop. So that same song is playing through. And I thought, okay, is there some sort of psychology behind that?
I'm sure there's something.
There's got to be something.
Or someone's just so lazy. I'm not changing that song.
It's probably that.
Well, hit shuffle at least.
Are you
Go to-
kidding me?
Do I-
Kale's so detail oriented. There's something very specific.
Do I drill
about
more
that.
precise when I don't know? You have to think. Is there? I don't know. The old Penn State
Maybe a
secret. I
focus.
think that's just a.
Yeah, we need someone.
Just pitch quiet.
No one can get
Just
inside
wrestle
that
in the
Penn
pitch
State
quiet.
practice room. No one talks.
The one
Penn
thing-
State. Everyone's quiet, dude. It's like the mafia.
Yeah, the one thing Bartlett said
eerie.
that was funny is, I really like this. Bartlett said all the new guys that come in, they don't know how to wrestle, and he's absolutely right. Of course, they're very good at a move or two. That's how they got this big name and this big record.
Right.
But ultimately, like every young guy has to go through the same thing of actually learning the full gamut of how to wrestle. But he said what was so frustrating about Kale, you think Kale's got this incredible advice. I'm going over the corner to get this incredible advice from this incredible coach, and it's going to help me win. And Kale would say, go out and wrestle. Try to grab his leg.
So Kale's just piggybacking off of talent, you're saying.
No, he kind of leaves everything up to them.
Like Bill
And,
Belichick.
Like Penn State doesn't have a style. They're all individuals, and he's emphasizing be yourself.
I agree with that, though.
But he says,
got you here.
I'm waiting for some inspiring words, and he says, yeah, try to grab a leg.
Well, thank you. Hey, why don't you go ahead and pin him? Okay.
Yeah, have a
And
go
Bartlett
take
said
him
it was so frustrating at first.
Yeah.
Well, I need some advice. I need grab a
Help me.
leg.
Help me, please.
down. I find
What
it
he
hard to believe. There's no way he's not giving real advice, dude.
Oh,
No
I'm
way.
sure he gives advice, but a lot of times, you know what?
grab a leg.
Are you kidding me? The
I lose
wrestler has
respect.
to
I kind of
figure it
lose
out.
respect for him.
The wrestler has to figure it out
In
himself.
practice.
Oh boy.
In practice,
Thanks,
not in the
teacher.
match.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing is once they do figure it out, like Van Ness and Bartlett did this past week. Can I read something Van Ness said? Listen to this.
Okay.
This will just.
Fascinating. It'll blow your mind, folks. What is it?
This is
Drum roll.
This is Shane Van Ness.
I don't know which one that is.
My plan next year is to win NCAAs,
Nice. That's a
which
good,
will qualify me for the Olympic trials. Go to the trials, win that, and then go to the Olympics. That's all happening next year. Unquote.
I like
Bam! I like that.
Listen,
Yeah.
I like that.
I like it a lot too, but can I also say, duh. Hey, I'm gonna go out there and get eighth. Try really hard along the way,
True.
and just be along for a good time. Of course, listen, if Joe Flacco made this popular years ago, they asked him, who's the best quarterback in football? I am. Oh, what? Of course I'm going to say me. You got to root for yourself. Yeah, he wants to win.
Joe, who?
Yeah, I don't know.
MVP quarterback.
You're hardly in the screen there.
Big Ravens fan over there. Boy, I just hit.
No,
below the
I like it.
belt.
I like the confidence. I do. But we all knew that. We all knew you want to win. If you're not, then what are you doing?
Well, let's spice it up. Sparks is saying Nagal's new nickname should be the Top Monster. The Top Monster. Maybe we're going to talk about that. We're going to come up with our own college wrestling nicknames.
Monster.
I'll tell you this. We were talking about the promotion of the sport. Here's one. Here's one right here. Okay, we all love the Olympics. We all love the World Championships. Why don't we have world duels? Each country, you got the duels. And all this talk about, well, you know, these guys, you don't want to wear your body down. So, like David Teller wrestles once a year or something. Look, I know you don't want to wear your body down and stuff. You can wrestle more than once a year.
Yeah, that's it. You know, for these guys to remain at that level of excellence and only doing it once a year is incredible.
Could you imagine if it was promoted right, the world duels? You know, Russia would have their duels team. Do it freestyle. It's a duels though, and each country would have the duels. That would be more than just the Olympics every 4 years, and then a world championship once a year. It's like all these guys at international wrestling, we need more stuff. We need more stuff to watch. I mean, right now could be the heat of the world duels going on.
Yeah.
And if it's promoted right,
especially
I tell you, these other countries, they get into wrestling like you want to. They're over there. I never got with the horns and the bells, cling, 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 while matches going on. Always kind of annoyed me, but at least they're into it.
Like a good cowbell, though. Nothing better than a cowbell on the sideline.
You know, that's how many ideas did I bring up now? You can't call that a bad idea.
Can I just say a hot take? And this, I will get shot down quick.
All right.
Okay? And
Why
wrestling.
don't you move in here before you, because you're hardly in the camera.
I don't want to be. But listen, I know everyone doesn't want it, but as a fan of action, let's maybe legalize little PEDs here and there. Huh?
Oh, no? What, having a science experiment?
I'm just saying, when I go to the Camden Yards, I want to see dingers hit. So 500-yard home runs, that's exciting. I'm sorry. Let me see a guy who's 185 and just monstrous instead of some little kid I could shove in a locker.
Wow.
All right, folks, we are going off the rails.
Hot take.
Let's wrap this up. My
Hot
goodness,
take.
dude, we got to wrap this up.
Your body, your choice. Just saying.
Folks, we're going to be back next week to break down 133 pounds.
Yeah.
We're going to maybe talk about what wrestlers would make the best future head coaches. Talking wrestling nicknames. Who knows what else?
Yeah.
Who knows what else?
Can I finish by saying the great news? Flo apologized, and we'll never have a mistake again by Flo.
Yeah.
All right. All right. That's what I'm talking
Mission
about.
complete.
Folks, like and subscribe. This is BEG Wrestling.